Well, believe it or not, there are worse places for the relationship to go. Over the edge would be something like a formal change in the US relationship with Taiwan. That would be, I think, clearly going over the so-called red lines that Beijing has set. The moves that we've seen thus far are fairly unprecedented for the relationship, but they haven't challenged the ability of Beijing's leadership to continue with other parts of the relationship. But something like changing the U.S. formal support relationship with Taiwan, I think would be far more challenging for Beijing to keep the rest of the relationship on a stable footing.
Michael, what do you make, though, of Secretary Pompeo's appeal to the Chinese people? This really struck me because we haven't heard them go there yet with China. I mean, traditionally, you hear the U.S. make those kind of comments with countries they consider real enemies. I mean, we think of Iran or Venezuela appealing to the people to almost rise up here, right? So how is that going to play out in Beijing? I mean, I just worry that you almost have the risk of miscalculation here and perhaps the U.S. pushes too far.
I think you're right. I think we came as close as we've come to the U.S. essentially calling for a regime change. Secretary of State Pompeo did not go there, but it's language that's starting to get somewhat close to that. Look, I think part of this is, we are only a few months away from a U.S. presidential election. I think the leadership in Beijing is now increasingly convinced that the U.S. is out to contain China, and Pompeo's remarks are a reflection of that to Beijing. But we're so close to the election that Chinese policymakers are unlikely to act in ways that fundamentally would change the relationship. So they're to some extent, absorbing these body blows, and I think waiting for after the election to decide where Beijing wants to take this relationship. But for the time being, they're watching it evolve, and are not prepared to take drastic changes that would change the way that Beijing is dealing with this new challenge from the U.S.